We heard Tim Legler's opinion, Stephen A. We just heard from Coach Budenholzer. I'll ask you the same thing. It's 76-61. We're 12 minutes away from a Game 7 back here stateside. What happened?
Well, first of all, I think, listen, we're going to talk about Kawhi Leonard because he's reestablished himself as the superstar we knew him to be. Finishing with 27 and 17, some big-time plays down the stretch, no question. But to me, the unsung hero of the game was Fred VanVleet, coming off the bench, drilling about 4 3-pointers. He had a hot hand. And you look at Kyle Lowry, he was making some threes as well. But to get that contribution from VanVleet and Kyle Lowry really saved the day, because throughout the game, Kyle Lowry really looked tired. And so when you look at it from that perspective, you just got to give credit where credit is due. Kyle Lowry, he stepped up. VanVleet stepped up. Kawhi Leonard is who he is. And the Milwaukee Bucks just couldn't hit shots when it really counted from the perimeter. And I think that's the story of this game.
VanVleet had 14 points. By the way, even if Giannis goes on to win the NBA's MVP, it'll be unveiled next month at the NBA Awards. This is a little bit of a bitter pill to swallow. What do you make of the way his season ended and the way he played in particular the last couple games?
Listen, the bottom line is this. He's a tremendous talent. You're talking about the Greek freak, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's a tremendous talent. There's no question. Going to the hole, he's pretty unguardable. Can't guard him one-on-one. But when you put a wall up against him, and it's led by Kawhi Leonard trying to disrupt his dribble drive penetration, the guys he was kicking it out to were not hitting perimeter shots with regularity. There was no definitive secondary offensive option. Even though Chris Middleton finished with 14 points and was hitting shots early, he was nowhere to be found late in the game as it waned when it really counted most. And so when you look at it from that perspective, they've got to go back to the drawing board. He's a tremendous talent, but he's raw. He's got to improve his perimeter game, his perimeter shooting game. He's got to improve his free throw shooting. And more importantly, they got to get some other kind of playmaker so he could be down in the post instead of trying to dribble into 2, 3, and 4 guys in order to create opportunities for himself or to create open shots for perimeter players who can't seem to do anything when you get up on them, press them, and force them to put the ball on the floor. You're going to have to get another playmaker in Milwaukee and a perimeter shooter that can actually do so off the dribble while creating his own shot instead of relying on a Greek freak to do so. They've got to go back to the drawing board. He's got to go back to the drawing board, but it's a lesson to be learned. His upside is tremendous. Nobody can deny that.
No doubt about it. Stephen A., one more for you before we let you go live from Toronto. We've been talking about the Warriors literally for the last 5 years, but now we got to talk about a finals matchup that involves somebody other than LeBron for the Dubs. Give me your early read here. Raptors versus Warriors. What are we looking for?
I'll be happy if the series goes 6 games. I was wrong about this series initially because I picked Milwaukee, and obviously I fell on a sword of ignorance like most people because we thought their size and what have you would be too much for Toronto to overcome. But I'm certainly going to go down with the ship that is the Golden State Warriors. I don't give a damn what's going on here tonight. It's a beautiful scene. It's a beautiful thing for the country of Canada. We get it. The crowd, the fans were fantastic. There were 16,000 people cheering outside in Jurassic Park. They expanded it. It usually only hold 3,000 to 5,000. Everybody was out here. Everybody in this building was rocking. I'm glad they enjoyed the moment. It was touching. It really was. It felt like they won a championship tonight, and I don't blame them, because that's the only time they're going to feel that way. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson's coming into the house. Draymond Green, the way he's playing, is coming into the house. You're not going to see the Golden State Warriors be devoid of having personnel that can hit perimeter shots. What Milwaukee struggled with is Golden State's specialty. And with that in mind, I have to give Golden State the edge. Kawhi Leonard pulls this off and beats the Golden State Warriors with or without KD. He beats the Golden State Warriors. Let me tell you something right now. Whatever we're praising about Kawhi Leonard today is going to elevate exponentially if he pulls this off. Because anybody that knows basketball, I don't know how you can see them pulling off a victory over the Golden State Warriors. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. Not the way Klay's been playing and the way Steph has been playing. And, oh, by the way, Klay has attitude. And he should, after getting robbed and screwed over by not being on any all-NBA team. He's got attitude, Steph's got attitude, and Golden State is out to prove that with or without Kevin Durant and Boogie Cousins, they can three-peat. Toronto, good luck. And I'm glad you enjoyed yourself tonight, because I don't see it happening moving forward.